Good morning. So this morning's topic is entitled Your Job is to Feel Good Every Day. And I know that can be a bit tricky, can't it, at the moment because of everything that's going on, and we're all worried about lots and lots of different things. I think the thing that I've realised over the time is that we're all affected in very different ways depending on our personal circumstances. But now that we're starting to see things slowly start to creep back up into some sort of normality, I'm certainly feeling like it's time to sort of get my big girl pants on and start really thinking about how I can prepare myself in the best way for the things that are coming at us over the next few months, so that when we do get back into some sort of normality, you're in the best possible place. So I wanted to share this with you today. It's tried and tested from my point of view, and I just absolutely know that it works. So if you're sort of from the spiritual world, you may have heard of Esther and Jerry Hicks, and they've created something called the emotional scale, and I'll put that in the video below so that you can see what I'm talking about. And as human beings, we all vibrate at a different frequency, and we make decisions in our gut from that energy, from that frequency that we're vibrating at the time. And I guess you'll sort of know this at a subconscious level. You know, when you're not feeling so great one day, you might make that decision to have a great big piece of pie or a piece of cake or something like that, to make you feel better. And other days you're like proper rocking it and you're firing on all cylinders and you just think, I'm eating well, I'm exercising, I feel great. So this emotional scale, what I'd like you to do is look at it and look at all the different levels of emotions and really feel into the emotion that you're feeling today. So it starts right from the bottom with negative emotions and goes right up to joy. And joy is the beautiful, purest state that we can be. And about 3/4 of the way up is love. And I've sort of taken it upon myself to get as many people as possible vibrating at love or above. So this stuff doesn't happen magically, and especially if you're not feeling so great at the moment, or you're surrounded by people that are not feeling so great, it can feel really daunting. But what I've also realised is that what you do today sets you up to be in the best place for tomorrow. So you can do things like eating good food that are good for your body, no additives, no microwave ping meals, just pure fruit and vegetables made from scratch, drink lots of water, exercise, meditate. The other thing is, listening to great music as well. And one of the tips that I've got for you, which is a really simple tip, but it absolutely works on lots of levels, is a gratitude journal. So I've been doing a gratitude journal now for on and off probably about 3 years. And what I find is if I don't do it, I at a subtle level, I definitely feel it the day after. Let me give you an example of this. So yesterday was Bank Holiday Monday, and it was a beautiful day, and I'm in the house on my own, for God knows how many weeks now. It's driving me crazy. But I just thought, after I'd done a bit of work in the morning, I thought I'd go and sit in the sunshine for a little bit and do a bit of creative writing. And I'm in proper suburbia, so I've got families either side of me, and they're all having barbecues, and there's a little old lady at the other side and her family had come to see her. Social distancing, of course, I'm sure. And I could have quite easily dropped into feeling really sorry for myself. But then what happened was I got a text message from a friend of mine. Are you in? I'm like, where else am I going to be? And she got me to come to the door, and she'd left me a beautiful gift and a card, and it was just like, oh my goodness, she's such a gorgeous soul. Rachel Oates, as she is now, if you know her. So when I got into bed last night, I chose to focus on the positive things that had happened yesterday and not the feeling sorry for myself. And what I do every day is I write 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I start it with, I'm so happy and grateful because. And then I write my 3 things. And if you're struggling, there can be tiny things like, you know, the sun came out, or I had a beautiful meal, or a fabulous song came on the radio. Look for the tiny moments of joy. And what happens is, when you do that just before you go to bed, your subconscious works on that and it raises your vibration. So I encourage you to do that. Find a dedicated little journal that you can use just as your gratitude journal and start to write those 3 things every day. And then go back to the emotional scale and see where you feel on that emotional scale the following day. And slowly, slowly, slowly you'll start to creep up the emotional scale. But it's your job to make sure that you feel great every day. Finally, I want to share why this is important. So as I said right at the beginning of the video, we all vibrate at a certain frequency. And we're vibrating at one of these levels in this emotional scale. And it's, you know, it fluxes, it changes every day. What happens is that you connect with people that are vibrating at the same frequency as you. So if you're naturally quite a positive person, you'll start to vibrate at that frequency and attract those types of people into your life. And if you're vibrating at a higher frequency, at a more positive frequency, you'll start to vibrate more of that good stuff into your life. So there's actually a real key reason for doing this. And I promise you that your life will become so much more positive and more optimistic if you start to focus on that. So do what you can. I'd love you to comment or send me some feedback about how that's working for you. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next few days. All right, take care of yourself. I hope it's half term as well, so I hope you're spending some quality time with your families over this weird and wonderful lockdown half term week. All right, take care of yourself. Lots of love. Namaste.